Your attention, masters, mistresses. All systems functional for the Everything Geek podcast.
Hey, my name's Rich McDonald, and I played David Mason in Call of Duty Black Ops 2, and you're listening to Everything Geek podcast.
Hey everybody, you're listening to Everything Geek podcast. Thanks for listening.
Hey, it's Leif Gaffert. I played Uncle Ben's killer in The Amazing Spider-Man, and you're listening to the Everything Geek podcast.
Hello, I'm Simon Fisherbecker. You probably know me better as Dorian Moldovar from Doctor Who, or the Fat Friar from Harry Potter. And this is Everything Geek podcast.
Face it, Tiger. You just hit the jackpot with the Everything Geek podcast.
You're listening to the Everything Geek podcast, bringing you interviews from your favorite films and TV shows every week, and all of the latest news. Here's your host, Ruari Williamson.
Hello everyone, you're listening to the Everything Geek podcast. I'm your host Ruari, and joining me today is a very special guest. We have actor Richard Glover, best known for playing Red 12 in Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, Steward in Into the Woods, Simon Price in The Casual Vacancy, Friend in a Field in England, Martin in Sightseers, Chaplain Richards in War Machine. How are you today, sir?
Splendid, thank you, and thank you very much for asking me to come on your show. I'm delighted to be asked along, because, anyway, thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. It's a pleasure to have you on the show today.
Well, it's, I was already lucky enough to be in Rogue One. Oh my God. I mean, it was quite exciting to get to be in it. So, this is an added bonus, So, thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. So getting right into my questions for you, Richard. First of all, for any of our listeners that may not be familiar with your background, can you tell us how you got into acting?
Probably about 15 years ago, a friend of mine was mucking around with a camera filming silly sketches, and he said, "Hey, why don't you get involved?" He'd show me one, and then get involved. So we started writing silly sketches and filming them with a camera, just around near where we lived, and then eventually we thought, maybe we'll get up on stage. And so we found little venues in London, because I live in London, and just went in little venues around London and started doing that, and doing comedy sketches, and people luckily started laughing, and they kept laughing, so we kept doing it, and then eventually got an agent doing that, and that's how it all started, just by mucking about with the camera, really, 15 years ago.
Yeah, it's really cool, and you just know when you get those first laughs, don't you? And people responding, like, that's the most important thing, like people responding.
Oh God, it's a hell of a drug. It's a rush. It's a wonderful drug that lasts till about lunchtime the next day. I confess I'd have a few beers afterwards, because your adrenaline's up, and you had that room full of laughing, home, half cut, and but very happy, and it was great. So they kept laughing, so I kept doing it. Didn't laugh every time. There were some times when there was silence, but it's character building stuff, I suppose. But here I am now, talking to you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you tell us how you were originally cast as Red 12 in Rogue One?
Yeah, I completely out of the blue, because I think they'd already filmed it, and my agent organised for me to go and meet a casting director, Gina J, whose name you helped me with earlier, because I'd forgotten. So I just went to meet, just to have a chat, meet her, she'd meet me. And then about 2 weeks later, I got a call from my agent, and she went, "Yeah, hi Rich, how do you feel about being an X-Wing pilot?" And I was just like, you better not be, because that's not a funny joke. I was like, yeah, pretty good about being an X-Wing pilot. So, okay, well, I'll get back to them and let them know, and let you know what they say. I was like, talk it up, bye. And that's how it happened. And I just got this call, because Gina J must have thought, oh, that's okay. So And then I was pacing around the house going, please let that be real. Please, it's not April the 1st, is it? And, oh my God, an X-Wing pilot. Because previously I'd watched all the Star Wars. I love all the Star Wars. And, sit around with my friends going, I'd be happy to just be part of an explosion, to be shot across the screen and try not to smile. I'm in Star Wars. But so to get a call to say, would you like to be an X-Wing? Yes, I'd like to be an X-Wing pilot. And so that's how it happened. It blew my mind because they did some reshoots, and so I thought it had already been and gone. So to get that call was crazy town, yeah. And oh my God, it was lovely. It was so lovely.
Well, I think then this next question will be quite appropriate. Can you describe what it was like wearing the Rebel pilot costume? Was it comfortable or uncomfortable?
It was, there was a fair few bits to strap on and stuff, but to wear that, I feel like I'm making everyone jealous because it's so unfair that I got to do it and not the rest of the, lots of people didn't get to do it. But when I went to Pinewood Studios, and when I got there and they showed me to my dressing room, and I looked around the corner at my wardrobe, and there, hanging down, I saw the orange of that sort of bodysuit, and I said, oh my God, and goosebumps and just squealing like a little schoolboy, just goosebumps everywhere. And I very sneakily took a picture. I got my camera and took a picture, but there's in Pinewood Studios there are signs everywhere going, do not take pictures, do not take pictures. If you take pictures, they'll be taken out and shot nearly. And do not tell anyone about this. Do not say you were here. It's a secret without message, with scripts and anything like that. If you have an audition for a script, I'll show you the script and you get to look at it for half an hour and then they'll keep it because they want, fair enough. I get they don't want any of the stories to get out. So I took this picture and I was so excited. But then about half an hour later, I deleted it because I didn't want to mess up because I thought maybe they had drones floating around that would know that I'd done it, and then I'd get kicked off the set and not get to do it. So I have no photos of it. It was just a good thing to do if any of them are watching. But no, it wasn't uncomfortable, and it was just amazing to put it on, and that weird little, to know all the details, that thing that goes like that, and then the helmets. That they had this other room, little props and stuff. And I was wandering around along one table. There were various different, Rebel Alliance helmets, Rebel Alliance, and then there were bits of suits from stormtroopers and other stuff, and I was just wandering around, and I just wanted to lick everything. I was like, I've been not allowed to lick it either. Can't take pictures or lick everything. But God, it was so exciting. And then they were like, do you like this one and this one? I was like, there I am, choosing my Rebel Alliance helmet. And I think they chose one for me in the end, but I wouldn't have cared. It was amazing, yeah. So no, even if it had spikes and broken glass on the inside, I would have called it comfortable, I think, because it was really cool. It's quite hot, but but that's okay, because I was just doing my bit for the Rebel Alliance against those scum, the Empire. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, but all I'm thinking is that maybe the costume and prop people should check them for like saliva or anything if more people are going to be tempted to lick them like you were.
Yeah. yes, or ball sweat stuff, because like I said, it was quite warm. But I think everyone's just so honoured to wear them and be in one and touch one. It was really kind of cool, just standing on the set, a little bunch of us. Actually, I think there's only two of us that day, me and Gabby Wong. Just standing around, just feeling pretty cool. Yeah, I'm in the Rebel Alliance. Yeah, I'm bad. Yeah. But yeah, the saliva, yes, and other stuff. Not me. Anyway, next question.
What would you say was your favourite memory from your time working on Rogue One?
Well, right up there, it's imprinted in my mind, is that looking at the costume hanging in the wardrobe. But then when we went to walk on set and seeing the X-Wing for the first time, and it was because they have to film you from the front. The nose is cut off, just after your knees. Not to, I don't want to spoilers here. I wasn't in space, but it's like I don't want. I feel like when kids ask me, or friends have kids and they find out, I don't want to tell them too many details. I want to tell them like a half lie. They go, "What was it like? What was it like?" And I tell them, well, the suborbit training was pretty arduous. We only had 5 minutes flying around above the Earth in our X-Wings before we actually went on set to film it. And you see the little face, you go, "Oh, wow," which is kind of a funner story than the smoke and mirrors of the real thing. But anyway, but to see this X-Wing and the wings and get to stroke it and look up, and there's a little R2 unit in the top of the back, and then getting strapped in and looking around at all the buttons, and was just amazing. And so I'm rambling on. And over on the other side, there was a load of stuntmen dressed as Empire officers getting blown up every now and again and yanked with ropes and big explosions going off. And then it was our turn, and I remember looking down at all the buttons, and because in my scene, going into battle, and but and I figured, because I played some of these games before, some early Star Wars games, computer games, and I knew that you could adjust your shields forward or back. So I was like, I asked, can I press a button? When I'm doing this, like stay with me, or I was like, can I press a button just for a bit of something to do? And before I did anything, the guy came running towards me with this manual. He went, wait, you got to press the right button. And I said, I want to put the shields forward. He went, all these buttons do something. And there's a lot of people out there, there's a lot of geeks out there and nerds, and wonderful, I'm one of them, who will know exactly where all the buttons are. So you've got to press the right button. He had this manual, and he found the right button, so I had to press the right button. I don't know if it happened in the thing, but that was amazing just to see the attention to detail that they went to. I loved it, and sitting in that cockpit was excellent. Yeah. Sorry, long answer. Sorry. Cut.
No, that was a brilliant answer. Like, you could really tell how fun it was for you, and the manual story was just brilliant. But I do have to say, those kids are going to grow up and find out you lied to them and be very annoyed at you.
Yeah, I know, but for a time they can live in this fantasy world, can't they? Yeah. But yeah, you're right. Well, because one other thing then, if I'm going to bust the smoke and mirrors thing, apparently when they filmed the original lot with Gareth Edwards, because we had a different director because he couldn't do it, they had an X-Wing set up on a like a gimbal, apparently computerized gimbal that make it shudder so it looked like it was in battle and spaceflight. And so mine had to shudder and look like it was in spaceflight, but they didn't have the gimbal because they'd sort of done a smaller setup, still in a massive studio, but in a smaller setup. So instead of a gimbal, I was up this ladder in this thing, and I had just had two big burly blokes sort of stood like that by my feet. We need to go, and action, going like that, shaking. So I had to pretend they weren't two big sweaty guys right next to my shins as I was in battle. So that's what actually happened. But it was very, nevertheless, it was pretty okay to, you knew you were being an X-Wing pilot, so none of that mattered. And it was fascinating to see all the smoke and mirrors and how they actually made it work. And I didn't mind it at all. And I'm an R2 unit. I didn't know what his number was. But anyway, yes, I was very excited. Still am, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm sure the listeners can tell that very much. I sure can.
Are that transparent?
No, just that predictable.
Yeah, well, like all of you.
I'm just messing with you, of course. What would you say were the biggest challenges you faced working on Rogue One?
Well, I guess there weren't many. It was you had to pretend that you were in a space battle, and actually they had a fairly slightly low resolution, but computer animation of the scene. So you could go and stand with the director, and he'd show you your ship. Your ship's going to come in here, and you're flying around towards the thing. So you're going to be coming in there, firing lasers, and then pulling away. So you're going to pull off to the left. And so so it was just imagining that you are in space, even though there were two big, sweaty men by my knees, and just shaking it, and they flash all the lights for the lasers. It's just pretending that you were there, but gosh, that's not exactly a bad problem to have, is it? Pretend you're in an accident in space. So nothing really. It was an utter joy, really. It was just over too quick. I wish I could have, been there longer. Yeah. Anyway, I did my bit. I think we got the shields down, didn't we? And kicked some ass. Someone else got the shields down and we kicked some ass. That's right, I do remember the story.
Yeah, you're unhappy that you didn't have enough in it. Some people are unhappy they weren't in it.
That's ridiculous. I know, I should just be happy I could, that's it now. I've peaked in my life. I've been an X-Wing pilot. I should just shut up and smile for the rest of my life. Yeah. Just a little bit more. Just a little bit more, please, Mr. Edwards.
How would you describe the experience overall working with the cast and crew of the film?
I didn't, because it was the reshoots, I didn't get to see too many of them, but it was me and a girl, Gabby Wong, and so we both arrived on that day, and so we hung out for a lot. So we were both enormously excited because she was another X-Wing pilot, or she might have been a Y-Wing pilot.
Yeah, I think it was a Y-Wing pilot she played.
Yeah. So it was just her and I hanging out and just being super excited to be at Pinewood Studios filming. It was at Pinewood, wasn't it? Yeah. Being at the studios to film it and hanging out and just being on set. Talking to other, people doing it, and it was just super exciting. So it wasn't the main. I didn't get to meet any of the main cast, but I didn't care. I mean, it was just fantastic. Yeah. So yeah, she was great. Yeah, we're still friends now, forever. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really great. What can you tell us about working with Meryl Streep on Into the Woods?
And that was super cool. That first day when we all arrived at the studios, and so we had a month's rehearsal, so I met all the cast, and there's all these superstars there, and me, and trying to be, yeah, I'm cool, yeah, just trying to be cool, and hey Meryl, and hey Rich, hey Meryl, but she was very nice, and I confess it was just great. And one of my favourite moments was we did there was a wedding scene with lots and lots of extras in the film, and we were part of I was riding behind Prince Charming and Cinderella's coach. I was on a horse, and we were waiting. There's a few horses around, and I heard this, "Oh hi, Rich," and I turned and went, "Oh hi, Mara," and then I kind of looked around to make sure everyone saw. It's just me and Meryl Streep on first name terms. That's a moment I won't forget. Yeah, she was very, very lovely and gracious and lovely lady. Yeah, so yeah, that's pretty cool. That's probably her on the phone now. I'll call her back later. Yeah.
That's something you have to put on your resume or on your website. Doesn't matter about some of the roles you've had. You can just say, "Oh, I'm on first name terms with Meryl Streep," and that will probably help more than some roles. Just kidding. Of course, you've had some great roles. But
yes.
Rogue One and Meryl Streep are the two most important things there.
I think so. I'm a very lucky guy. I'm very, very lucky to have had these experiences. Absolutely, yeah, it's been amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Which of all the productions you've worked on would you say was the most challenging of them?
I think the Casual Vacancy, was a TV show with BBC and HBO. So that was a really good challenge to, because previously I'd done comedy and or Nice Guy or stuff. So to be a horrible bastard was an excellent challenge. So that taught me an awful lot, and yeah, it's a good fun challenge, to do that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's the really good thing about acting, isn't it? Like, you get to do all kinds of different characters.
It is really lucky if you get to do it, and yeah, you get like a different, like going to a different office every week. If you get to, if you get to do it often, then you get like this change of scene, the variety is wonderful, and occasionally you get to go to wonderful places and do these things, and they put you in nice little hotels, and you get to go away for a while, and kind of, it can be challenging, but also you're a bit like a child because you're told where to go and what to wear and what to say and when to eat and stuff, and thoroughly looked after, and every now and again you just got to stand in front of the camera and you've got to pull it off and get that right. For the rest of it is excellent. Yeah, the whole thing is a wonderful thing if you can get to do it. It's a very, very lucky thing. Yeah.
So my final question for you, Richard, do you have any upcoming acting roles or any other projects that you would like to talk about?
Yes. There's something coming out next month, I think, called Gunpowder, which we filmed in the spring. It's about Guy Fawkes, and it stars Kit Harington. It's got Liv Tyler in it as well. And and that I was going around trying to be menacing. I hope I pulled it off. I'm sure I'll find out if I didn't. But so that's coming out. So I think it's a three-part. TV series. So it'll be coming out around about Guy Fawkes night. So that's exciting. And then I've got another small part coming up in with the same director that did the Casual Vacancy. So that'll be coming up soon. So I sort of really shaved my head because I'm playing an ex-junkie neo-Nazi, which is a stretch, by the way. It's not. I'm not one either of those. So just okay. Not a horrible bastard. Okay, but that's it. That's what I've got. And also, I'm the voice of a house and the voice of a glass of orange juice in some adverts at the moment. That's it. Nothing else. But it's ticking along nicely. Yeah, I'm having a lovely time. And getting asked to do this is great. And I've just seen behind you all these Star Wars that are there on your screen, behind you on your shelves.
Yeah, that's all Star Wars collectibles.
Oh, you like Star Wars?
Yeah, you couldn't tell?
I had no idea.
Yeah, that's just some of my Star Wars toy collection.
But it's just some of it as well, yeah.
Yeah. If I could turn my camera around, then you could see an even bigger pile, but I'd probably damage my laptop turning it around that much.
Okay, yeah, well, I believe you. I definitely believe you.
That's all of my questions for you today, Richard. It's been a pleasure talking to you on the show.
Well, thank you ever so much for having me, Rory, or may I call you Ruari? No, Rory. Rory, thank you ever so much. I'm honoured and delighted that you would have even asked. So thank you very much for having me. And thank you very much.
Very welcome, and hopefully we can do it again sometime.
Absolutely, yes. When they remake this, because I think it's contentious on WikiLeaks whether Red 12 lives or dies. So apparently he might have died in a battle afterwards, but then he also appears at the award ceremony at the end of A New Hope. So surely there'll be a spin-off series. So please, Mr. Edwards. Sorry. Thank you so much for having me, Rory. Thank you.
You're very welcome again. We'll definitely look forward to chatting to you again sometime, and take care. Bye.
Great, cheers.
Time to wrap up today's show. Make sure to check out our podcast links. Check out our website, www.everythinggeekpodcast.com/EGP. Check out our Facebook page, www.facebook.com/everythinggeekpodcast. Check out our YouTube channel, www.youtube.com/user/everythinggeekcast. Check us out on Twitter, twitter.com/everythinggeekp. Check us out on Instagram, instagram.com/official everythinggeekpodcast. Check out our Mixcloud profile, www.mixcloud.com/everythinggeekpodcast. Email us at the following email, everythinggeekpodcast@gmail.com. Check out our companion podcast, Everything Geek Comiccast, www.facebook.com/everythinggeekcomiccast. Make sure to check out the host's YouTube channels. Mine is www.youtube.com/user/Septus Check out Richard Glover's website, www.richarddglover.com, and check out channel 1138 where we broadcast live from, www.channel1138.com. Geeks out, everyone.
Being behind the scenes, kind of chilling there with all the other creatures, you know, and characters and actors and things like that. And we're just sitting there talking and chilling out, you know. And then, you know, I pause for a moment. I was like, hang on.
The text from the script in advance, that was quite a big challenge. In the same way, that was, you know, that gave